Right.
So we just went live, and Jim and I are talking right now. Look at there. Hey,
Hey,
Hey.
so you did join us. That's awesome.
Yep.
oh, look at that hand spray right behind you. I love that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I got a couple.
Yeah,
As
hand
soon as
spray
I
was 16 years behind me at Carolina, so Psycho
saw.
T.
So you're a Carolina fan, huh?
Yeah, my husband is a big one. Yeah.
Well, that's too bad. But Jim went to Carolina, so awesome. Well, we got three viewers online already. Well, Jim, this is Keri. Keri, this is Jim
Hey,
West.
Keri.
Okay.
So we'll just start right now. We'll just start with that. I noticed Keri had a conversation going with, I think, probably Alan, and so I decided to check and see who is this person. And I saw all these pictures she was posting, football pictures, and I thought, man, that's awesome. So Keri, I used to take a lot of pictures. Just that was my thing. When I started Carolina Varsity back in 2004, that was one of the things that I kind of focused on was photography, and I got a lot of. I had brought in a lot of photographers, and very phenomenal photographers, professional photographers that came on to help, just to help share. I did it so that I could give them an opportunity to maybe get a little bit further exposure, and that is for the love of it and the help of giving the kids and the coaches and everyone a better experience. So I know you probably
Yeah.
don't know much about us. My goal has been to enhance everyone's high school experience, and by that I mean kids, coaches, athletes, teachers, students, we're more about that enjoyment of the experience and what we can do to help anyone have a better experience with high school athletics, any athletics. So I saw you post football, and if you're doing anything else, uh, I don't know
Yeah,
if you go.
I
Go
shoot
ahead.
wrestling, the wrestling team, and I
Hmm.
shoot my oldest son. I have a senior too. I have a 10th grader who's on the JV team for West Lincoln. And my 10th grader wrestles for West Lincoln, and then my
Hmm.
oldest son is in marching band, so I shoot the marching band competitions too. So
Awesome.
we're a
Yeah, a
little
marching
bigger than
bands.
wrestling.
Yeah, that.
We're a bigger wrestling team than we are a football team.
Well, that marching band and everything. That's all part of that experience. So, I asked you if you would like to share your work, and it's just a point of being able to give you an opportunity to spread out what you guys are doing a little bit more, um, and we'll help you. We'll help you in that endeavor, just to help. One of the things that I know that parents love, I had kids that played, and you love seeing your kid, in a photo. You love to see your kid in an action shot, and uh, that
Yeah.
gives a lot of parents a lot of warmth in their hearts. So uh, I'm all about that as much as we can be. So if you want to join us at any point in time in what we're doing here, we do this weekly. Um, I don't know if you're aware. I do a show with Talking Preps on Tuesday night with the Charlotte Observer. We have a show that we do every week, and Jim and have gotten back to doing this every week. And Jim, I don't know how far we'll carry it, as far as does it end at football or what, but Jim's got a large amount of historical knowledge that I don't know if it's the fact that I'm just getting so old, it's getting hard for me to remember stuff, but Jim's still sharp as a tack.
Some days I'm more sharp than others. Let's just put it that way.
I hear you. And I apologize. I just drove over to Cookeville, Tennessee, so I'm in a hotel right now. So I hope the lighting is okay. I tried not to
No,
get
it's
it too.
fine. It's fine.
Not my normal camera, not mic, and um, so what got you involved into taking photos, Keri? What was your inspiration there?
Well, my children. So I wanted to see their faces in the pictures, and so that got me wanting to get a nicer camera. So I won't, cell phone pictures just don't do it. So, and then I started taking pictures at all of his events, and they noticed that I was taking pictures at like the middle school games, which play at the high school field. So I had a really great senior a couple of years ago, Dylan Beam, on the um, varsity team, and he was like, "Oh, you take for the middle school?" He was like, "Will you take for the varsity team?" I said, "Well, I'm at all the games because if you know anything about West Lincoln, we travel well and we go to all the games because there's nothing to do
Mhm.
out here in Vale but go to go to the games." Can't say we have a wonderful community that supports anything West Lincoln out here. So I was like, well, I guess I am at all the sporting stuff, all the varsity games anyway. So I said, you know what? Yeah, I guess I will. I'll come out and I'll do it. But I will say, when I first started doing it, I look back at my pictures now, and they were trash. They were terrible because I was still learning, so much about photography then. But so I started. Dylan asked me to do it again, so I started coming out and doing all the varsity in addition to at that time the middle school, and I've just come up doing you know any sport that my child was in, and then over
Mhm.
the time I get pulled into other sports, as they if some of the coaches will ask me to come shoot a game here or there or whatever.
Now, Keri,
So
you're
that's
how
just
long have you lived in the West Lincoln community? Have you been there all your life, or
no, I'm not from here.
okay?
But I moved here in '99. And I went back home for a couple of years and then came back. But I grew up in Southport, North Carolina,
Okay, so you
near
went to South. Did
Wilmington.
you go to
That's
South
where I came
Brunswick?
from. I did.
Okay, gotcha. I love, Dale. I've told you this. I know you're partial to the area too. If I could retire to one place in North Carolina, it might be down the Southport, Oak Island area.
Yeah.
Southport's just
Mhm.
gorgeous. I love
Yeah.
Southport.
My whole
My,
family's still there. Yeah.
my father-in-law built a house on Oak Island, and just because of when he had to go into a care home, uh, and not having a lot of money, we had to sell his home to help pay for uh, that. So we lost, but my youngest daughter's family has a home on Oak Island, so we still get to we still get to go down. I love Oak Island. I love the Southport
Mhm.
area. That's a wonderful part of the state. It sure is.
Now,
Yeah.
Keri,
I'm glad
si-
I get to visit, but I'm glad I didn't raise my children there. I'm glad I'm here for them to grow up.
Mhm.
just out of curiosity, Keri, I know like the eastern part of the county, like near Denver, up considerably. How about the western part? In
Mhm.
like the last 20 years, is it compared to like Denver? Has it
Oh,
grown
yeah.
about the same rate, or
Well, I wouldn't say the same rate, not at all. No, Denver is
just
crazy.
it's
It's
just exploding?
blown up.
But what West?
Unbelievable, yeah.
But West Lincoln's
But
grown up a lot,
West
hasn't
has
it?
definitely grown up too. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely. But nothing like Denver. I mean, you can't compare.
gotcha.
Denver has exploded. Yeah.
Yeah, it has. That whole area there is just booming. Um,
Yeah.
do
We
you
we
have?
always pick that we don't have East Lincoln money. at West Lincoln because of
You know,
we don't have
it's
their funding.
I hate the. I grew up on the west side of Charlotte, and so I always talk about how west side, never has quite as much as east side. So I guess you're saying the same thing in Lincoln County,
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, and, what North and East just pulled into 3A conference, so they're much bigger now. We still
hmm
have what Lincoln and West and 2A, so no, they're way bigger.
The other thing, though, with the new realignment, though, they now are factoring in the socioeconomics involved in that. 50% is
Oh
ADMs,
yeah,
like it's always been, but or used to be 100% ADMs. Now it's 50%. But in East Lincoln, obviously, that area is a little bit more affluent, I guess, than a lot of the other surrounding areas.
oh yeah.
So that makes a big
Even
difference right
North,
there.
even the area around North Lincoln. Yeah, it's a big
Yeah.
Gotcha.
difference,
Yeah, I'm not so
a
sure if I'm
huge
a big.
difference.
I'm not so sure I'm a big fan of that yet, Jim. But
I just it's not something around because even that information will change a lot within a year,
exactly.
within 2 years. What can be very socio-economically disadvantaged in 2021, you might see a huge, you know, urban move that will change it from being uh, somewhat socioeconomically just to very affluent. We've seen that a lot, at least in the Triangle area. So,
We see it in
um,
Charlotte too.
yeah,
Areas that were depressed or lower, say lower income. Somebody comes in, decides to make it we call it Yuppieville. So uh,
Yeah.
people want to
There's
move
no
in.
Yuppieville near us.
see, we got real true
No.
hippies where I live, being in Orange County. So,
Well,
Keri,
you would think we would be more like Shelby, Cherville, Vale.
like Kings
okay.
Mountain,
There's not
even.
going to be no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's not going to be no
Yeah.
Burns.
Now, Keri, just out of curiosity,
All similar.
of the schools that you've traveled in your area, which, if you had to like pick two or three outside of West Lincoln that you enjoy going to on their campus or on their field, which what are the best places that you've been to outside of West Lincoln, obviously,
Like the
That you enjoyed
that you enjoyed
the environment.
environment? Yeah, or is it all just about the same for you? If it's not West Lincoln, it's just not the same.
well, we love West Lincoln, but I mean, we we got the opportunity. Now this was once in a lifetime. We're not going to go back, obviously. We did have the opportunity to play Cherokee
Oh yes,
last year.
Oh,
that's a beautiful
That
stadium.
was kind of amazing. Oh
yeah.
wow. Like we're not going to do that again, but we just picked up a game against them last year. That stadium, I took pictures and pictures after the game just of the stadium.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that was unbelievable. Unbelievable stadium. We were in awe. It was like we might as well have been playing the Carolina Panthers while we were there. Obviously, that's not who we played, but I just couldn't believe it. It was like I went to the bathroom like 3 times because it was the nicest bathroom I'd ever been at a football stadium. But that place was amazing. And then they gave us bottled drinks at the concession stand. Everything was just like I was in Disney World. That was the nicest place probably I've been to. Um, I would say probably the nicest stadium locally, but we don't play them, and I only know because of going back to my son's Optimist days. Is Stuart Kramer, but
Stuart Kramer.
it's one of the newest
Yeah, it's a new
stadiums.
school.
Yeah, it's a newer school, but we don't play them.
Yeah, they have a nice
They're
stadium.
Gastonia, Lowell area.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's super nice, but we don't play them. Um,
I have a friend who coaches there.
yeah,
Very
it's super nice.
very nice
Yeah,
stadium.
it looks like a junior college.
Yeah, the
Now,
newer
It
stadiums.
looks.
the newer stadiums are being built. At least they're going in with artificial turf, and the key thing for a photographer, they have better lighting, so your pictures, you can take pictures longer into the game.
Yeah. I will say, photography wise, my favorite stadiums, photography wise, now not experience wise for us as a team, but maybe photography wise, is Cherville, Bandy's, and Newton Conover. And it's not always the best games for us or like experience wise, but
Hmm.
solely by pictures, those are my best pictures.
Gotcha.
The Cherville Stadium has magnificent lighting.
Yeah, I haven't been to
Yeah,
Cherryville in
but
probably 5 6 years. It's been a while since I've been
it
to.
hasn't changed.
You
Not one
know,
thing about it has changed, but the lighting is magnificent.
lighting means a lot too. I mean, I've Chapel
It
Hill High
does.
School, you would think would have a lot of money that they could put a lot of lighting in there. You almost had to like wear a miner's hats to even walk the sidelines because the lights were
Mm.
so dim on certain areas. They've actually improved the lighting, and now it's instead of getting an F minus, it gets maybe a D, maybe a D.
Oh,
And it's just like,
well, for us, North Lincoln is the newest school in Lincoln County, and it's one of my worst places to shoot at. And you would think they would have done a lot more with the field and stuff, and um, they yeah, it's one of my worst.
Yeah,
So
some places they don't put the focus in. My sons played at Olympic High School, and I had a photographer, Randy Remlin, one of the best photographers you'll ever meet. And Randy passed this a couple of months ago, and Randy used to call it the dungeon. Uh, he would come because he knew I kind of had a little bit of a liking for Olympic, and so he would sometimes come. But he always sought out, obviously, the best lighting places. And I used to ask those kids there, how in the world did they catch punts? And when it got to be about 9:30 on October night, how did they catch punts? How did they field a punt? Because you look up and it's dark and the balls
mm-hmm.
get lost up there. So it's hard for us to take photographs, but boy, it's hard for those kids to play.
I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes
especially
how
when
can you
the
even
because I
catch
go
a
really
football?
early when they're warming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get really early when they're warming up, and I hear them all the time complaining because I am right in the sideline. I am mixed in. I'm getting hit with the ball. I'm getting run over by the players, and I hear them all the time complaining about like if they can't see while they're warming up because of the sun and stuff before it sets. Yeah, so it
So
depends
I don't know
on
if
where
you
the
know,
field is located.
so I'm going to share with you. I mentioned in one of your posts, and I'll just share a couple of foot because I played ball and coached, and if you don't know, your best vantage points are going to be about 5 to 7 yards off the line of scrimmage and about 15 to 17 yards, depending on whether the ball's on the hash that you're on or the other hash, or
Mm.
right on the line of scrimmage. One of my favorites was always to get linemen, just linemen going at it.
Yeah,
So,
I like that too. Yeah,
so I like to get down.
yeah,
I
I
would
like
get
that too.
down on my knees and get a good line to the line. That's a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm not getting on my knees. I have MS, so I don't get down on my knees.
I hear you.
Yeah, it's too. Yeah, I'm not getting up. Not getting on. Yeah, I got spoiled from being at wrestling season and getting back to football season. I was like, oh, I forgot I have to run up and down the field.
Poor kids.
So yeah,
Friday night, I was at South Mecklenburg, and one of the a student photographer, he plops himself. This is during the game, so he plops himself down on the ground. Um, leg out, one leg under his leg, ready to shoot, and he's 2 yards off the sideline. The official looked at him, and this was during the play. The official looked at him and said, "You got to move." And I told the kid, I said, "Son, right there where
They're
you're
gonna kill
at,
you.
yeah, exactly. You're not going to be able to get up quick enough and move out. You will get nailed doing that." He didn't know.
I've been
So
hit so many times.
you've been hit.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and it just comes out of nowhere. Like I had this one tall kid last year. His name was Ricky Reynolds. He was like 6'3" in a beanpole. He would come across the field and still find his way to hit me. I was like, Ricky, what are you doing? And I got this one kid on the JV team now. They've got a joke that they're going to just put me in the end zone because apparently he's attracted to me and he wants his picture taken. So he's a fantastic player. That we're stick me in the end zone because apparently that's where he wants to go. So we're
That's where
handing
he
the
wants
ball
to
and get
go.
in the end zone. So, but we have a ton of big coaches, so they just stand near me and grab it and jerk me out of the way. I'm like,
So
I was like, I have camera equipment here.
we have a young guy by the name Young. He's getting a little older now. Jeff Miller. I don't know if you've seen anything from Jeff. Jeff's out of Gaston County, and Jeff and I
I
were
think
at
I have.
Cherryville actually at a scrimmage back, and Jeff didn't play football, and at that time I was shooting a lot, so I was there taking pictures, and I was doing my normal thing of getting at that point that plays run right at you. So I'm sitting there shooting, and the kid is rounding. It was a kind of a buck sweep, and so he's come around, and now he's coming straight at me, and I had to quickly move to step out of the way, and I heard a thump, and Jeff was standing beside me. He had a clipboard in his hand. He was taking notes, and Jeff got knocked backwards almost 5 yards. That kid
Oh
hit
wow.
him full board. So Jeff popped up, and Jeff looked at me and he said, "I guess that's what it feels like playing football."
Oh God.
I told him, I said, "You know what, Jeff? I don't think I ever got hit like that because you always knew, in
You
playing,
knew it was coming.
you know it's coming
You were
exactly."
prepared.
So
Oh no.
if you have any issues getting into any games, one of the things that we can do for you is we can get you an NCHSAA approved media pass. So if you're interested in that, I'll message you about how to get that. Um,
Yeah, that would be amazing. See, I tried to get one last year because I used to submit my pictures into the Lincoln Herald.
mhm.
And then when I needed to get one of the passes, it was during COVID time and they limited the amount of people that could come in. And I contacted the person at the Herald because I was just giving them pictures because they don't pay for a photographer.
Right.
And they acted like they had no idea what I was talking about and just wanted to pass the buck. And I was just like, I've been giving you my pictures for over a year for free. And all I needed you to do was help me get no. So then David Avery, which is our athletic director, is also our offensive coordinator on the sidelines. Um, he put me in contact with the Lincoln Times here in town, and they could have helped me, but it was past the start of the year, and it was too, and they were really strict on how many they would give out at that time, and they told me they couldn't help me. I was like, okay, whatever.
All
I
right.
was like,
So you'll,
because I
you
guess they already have their people or whatever.
yeah, and I don't know. I don't know them and how they operate, but we'll get you. You'll be able to get an actual NCHSAA pass, and that'll get you
Yeah.
into any event, from a
Okay.
Friday night game to a wrestling match to a volleyball match to a
Yeah.
championship game in Chapel Hill.
Yeah. Because I traveled to like the state championships for wrestling and photographed those and all of that, and that would have helped
Mhm.
with all of that stuff too.
You got to be
Because
careful.
I had to have, huh?
Just going to say you
I
got to
had
be
to.
careful with the photography because the more you get hooked on it, the more you're going to want better equipment.
Oh, I know. I did upgrade my lens this past starting this year, so at least I have a nicer lens. So that's why my pictures are better this year than they were last year because now I have I have a Canon 35 to 350 L series lens.
Okay.
So
Dale, this is what
the
I use
gray
to
one.
take a picture
Yeah.
with.
So for me, since I'm doing video now, although I have a Canon 7D, and I shot with a 7200 is what I would shoot with a
Oh
2.8.
yeah.
That was my lens.
I know. I'm looking. I like the mirrorless.
Yeah, so I have replaced my Canon 7D. I put it aside, and I've gone Sony. Because
Oh
Sony
yeah,
has
yeah.
they have great mirrorless cameras.
Mm,
Their mirrorless stuff is.
yeah, I know.
Canon's got
Yeah,
good stuff too, but Canon was behind the mirrorless game when I got into the mirrorless
they
game.
were. Sony came out first with that with their mirrorless camera, but I like the Canon. Is it the RP? The I think it's the yeah. I have it saved. I have one on my wish list.
If it takes
So
EOS
I know
lenses, then you're be
it. There's a converter for
okay.
all my lenses that you can do. Yeah, so I don't have to get new lenses.
The only thing about converters you got to be careful of is you need to get the. I know when I looked at doing some conversions, some of those converters will you'll lose. So if you have a 2.8 lens, you're going to lose that 2.8 unless you spend a decent amount of money on the converter. So I think
Yeah, I think it's like 240 for the converter.
okay, well, cool.
Yeah,
So that's so you are. It sounds like maybe you're going to go mirrorless. Is that right? That's what you want
one
to do
day.
one day. What I'm the other thing that I thought when I went with my mirrorless was that I got a 4K, and maybe now you'd get an 8K, but shooting at 4K, and if you are able to shoot at 60 hertz or so, then you're able to actually pull frames out. So you can pull frames out to be your pictures, and you'll end up getting some really good pictures, and you've got video. That was one of my
Oh
thoughts
yeah.
on that, and it has worked a little bit. But then, I'm not even carrying my Sony. I'm just carrying my Samsung and doing video now. I guess I'm getting lazy. I don't know. I got some nice.
Well,
I bought.
I get a lot of lens flare from because when it gets dark at night, because I'm doing such long length, I'll get lens flare if
Mhm.
I'm really zoomed out. So I think the mirrorless would help eliminate some of that.
It could.
That's what I've read. That's what I've read.
Yeah.
It would.
It
Ex-
certainly could.
Cause, cause I have, I mean, I can't get better than the lens that I'm using.
Yeah, that's a good lens. 300, 35
Hmm.
to 300. You said,
It's
yeah,
35 to 350.
30. Is that a 2 point? It's not a
Yeah.
2.8 though,
Yeah.
is it?
Um, I think it, I don't think it, no, it's not.
Right. That'd be a big lens.
No, but it's a pretty big one. It's like
Right.
it feels like it's about 8 pounds.
Yeah, I think I'm familiar
I
with
have
it.
to use the monopod to keep from having lens shake.
Right. Does it have stabilization in it? It does,
Mm,
but it's still good to
yeah.
have a monopod. That's without
Yeah,
question.
I have to do it. If not, I'll get lens shake. And then since I have MS, I'll it's too heavy for me. So for a whole game.
Gotcha. Yeah, it can be a tough.
So
It's a
yeah,
lot of chore. It's a chore shooting the game. I don't think people understand the work that's involved.
it gets
Your
heavy.
yeah, your arms can hurt at the end of. So that monopod helps with that a lot.
Yeah, and I shoot the whole game because the last link that I posted of the game, I think there was almost 800 pictures edited in it. So I
Mhm.
do every play.
Awesome.
So yeah.
I'm that inspired me. What I saw inspired me, and that's why I reached out to you because
Oh, good.
um,
Thank you.
somebody doing that kind of stuff. I want to see if there's anything we can do to help people like you. I want to do that.
Thanks.
If you know
Well, I
any,
would feel terrible if
uh
there was a kid who made a play because
huh,
the first thing they do when they come off of the field is come over to me and ask, "Did you get it? Did you get it?" And because every one of them, every one of those kids are my Facebook parents now. It looks like I have 3,000 16 to 18-year-old boys as friends. And all of them, as soon as I post the pictures on Facebook,
hmm,
they start all changing their pictures on Facebook to
right.
their like cover pictures, whatever. And that's the first thing they do is ask me, "Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it?" And I would feel terrible if I didn't get it.
So,
So you
so
better
you know what I
believe if
would
there's
tell
a
those
break
kids.
on, I go to the bathroom during halftime.
So I tell those kids, however, um, I point them to the box and tell them to, go up there. We'll worry about this after the game. Um, I want
Oh,
them to,
it's so sweet. I don't
yeah,
mind.
I want them to always stay focused. I understand their desire to want to.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. The ones who are saying "Did you get it?" are the ones that are going. They only get to play if we're really far ahead,
Uh-huh. Well,
and because we don't switch ours out a whole lot. If you ever watch West Lincoln, it's the same ones that are in there. They're not we're not switching out a whole lot,
okay.
so
Well, that's
they're
good.
pretty good. Yeah,
That
but
those.
but you better believe it. My son is on the JV team, and at practice, come Monday or Tuesday, if I haven't edited all the pictures and got them posted, it's like, so when's your mom gonna
Yeah,
be done with those pictures?
I'm sure. The reward for me was to see kids. You'd see on Twitter or you would see on Facebook that there's a picture I took. So
Mm,
that's kind of the reward for it. I obviously make no money doing it, and it's not even worth
mm.
even trying to make money. It's not a money, yeah, Jim. It's not a money thing. You're not gonna. People aren't gonna. Parents aren't gonna buy pictures.
No, it's not. It's just for it's a hobby for both of me and Dale.
Hmm.
Yeah. So,
It is. And I love that I have parents where I took pictures like 3 years ago that some of them still have the same picture as their Facebook picture because they love it so much still.
and I
And some of
see
them
I've got,
I've followed it the whole time. Oh, we have someone new.
so
Yeah.
I see Jacob Newman just joined us. Jacob, I don't know if you can hear. I'm sorry, I wasn't looking down. Um, so we're going to have on tonight Keri Jacob Newman. He's a running back at South Mecklenburg High School, and
Okay.
he is. And so you're welcome to stay the entire show, and you're welcome to come on at any time that you would like to. Um, if you ever want to do any Facebook Live stuff, that you have that kind of ability. So if you want to do some Facebook Live,
Mhm.
you want to interview a player or something, kids love that too. Um, and I'm happy to hear you say that the kids that don't get to play, you're making sure you get those pictures. That's the kind of stuff
Oh
that makes
yeah.
me happy. Um,
Yeah.
they
Well,
deserve it.
because their parents want that too. Then they want to see
Right.
pictures of them out on the field. Yeah.
Right.
They work. They practice. They are putting in the
Yeah.
work. They deserve some reward. Um,
Absolutely.
looks like Jacob. I lost Jacob, so hopefully he comes back in. But yeah, they deserve that exposure as well. Who do you guys play this week?
Yeah, and those we're maiden. It's gonna be a big
Maiden.
game.
All
I
right.
Iron
think
Maiden.
the one guy's coming to cover it. Yeah, it's gonna be a big game. Hopefully
So
we
that
come out
must be
alive.
Alan.
Yeah, I hope we make it out alive.
Oh, you make it out alive. This,
It's gonna be big. We're gonna have a lot of people there.
is it at Maiden or at West Lincoln?
No, it's at home. Yeah, it's a home game.
Okay.
But I mean, Maiden's fun. It's close. We're close to Maiden. It's just a hop and skip away from us. So it'll be a big game. We're really close to Maiden.
So Maiden is in Cabarrus or in Catawba County, right?
Catawba County. Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's really close to us.
gotcha,
Maybe like 20 minutes if it's even that.
gotcha.
Yeah, it's in our backyard.
I hear you.
But no, it'll be a big game because everybody's going to watch that one kid, Culliver, the one that's got all those offers. Everybody wants to come see him, and
Yeah,
hopefully we'll do really well.
there you go. Now, what position does your son, the JV kid, what position does he play?
Safety, and
Safety. Gotcha.
he's a split end. Is that it? Split end?
Yeah, that's the split end. You can be as a receiver. It can be yeah.
Yes, he's a receiver. Yes,
There you go. Yeah, split
he's a
ends.
receiver.
Dale, you remember back in the early '80s, a lot of the I formations that would actually have a true split end that would play. I don't know if if West Lincoln plays an I formation or not, but I remember back in the '80s, the Tar Heels would do that, and we lost Dale. I don't know what's going on with Dale. Occasionally, his signal would go out. So Keri, what brought you to Vale?
Max husband.
Okay, I got you. I
I
got you.
didn't even I didn't even know there was a place called West Lincoln.
I hear you. I hear you. You know, there's a lot of difference
I
between
live
like Southport to West Lincoln. I mean, what was it, about a 4 hour drive to get there?
4.5, yeah,
I mean, it's a.
with the
I,
new toll road.
oh yeah, exactly, exactly.
Mm.
Uh, there's a lot of good places across the state. I mean, I love North Carolina. I've lived here for all my life for 50 years, and uh, where you live though, is one of the places I'm not as nearly familiar with as I am with most of the state. Um,
Mm.
I consider Lincolnton, Vale, that area to be kind of like the beginning of the foothills of North Carolina.
Yeah, it is.
Uh,
Yeah, yes.
especially culturally,
We're
you can.
about 2 hours from Jamie. How far are we from Boone? Hour and a half from Boone.
Okay, because I can get to Boone
So
from Hillsborough in less than 3 hours. Of course, we go through Winston-Salem to Boone. I think it's less than an hour and a half. And Dale is
yeah.
back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
You didn't
Uh,
pay your internet bills.
well, I'm in a hotel,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. So we're about an hour and a half from Boone. I'm really close to Hickory. We can just hit on 40 in Hickory and get to Boone.
Now, Kerry, growing up when you were at South Brunswick, did you go to the high school football games?
I was a cheerleader.
You were a
I ran
cheerleader, okay,
track.
and ran track. Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
gotcha. You know, was South Brunswick, was it a 2A or 3A school when you were in high school?
2A.
2A, okay. Because
And I believe the one of the coaches, Larry Brock,
yeah,
is
Larry Brock, yeah.
he was playing for the team whenever I was there.
Okay, I
He's just
gotcha.
a year older than me. Yeah.
hmm.
He was phenomenal at football and track, and then he went and played at App State right after. And now he's back and he's coaching. But he was coaching, I think, at North Brunswick, and now he's come back to South Brunswick.
Dale, North Brunswick's over in Leland, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the early
Yeah.
'90s, North Brunswick had such low numbers
Oh,
they actually didn't even field a football team for one
Mm.
year.
Yeah,
And
it was a sketchy area when I was growing up, really sketchy, but it's blown up because it's on the outskirts of Wilmington.
right,
So it is they're building up like crazy in that area.
Looks
So,
like we
guys,
got Jacob.
yeah.
I'm
How you
doing
doing,
fine.
Jacob?
Hello.
I'm doing good. How are y'all?
Good,
Doing
man.
great.
Sorry it was such a trial to get in.
No, it's all good.
So, do I see a Clemson banner behind you?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, I got you.
So,
You a Clemson fan, or getting recruited by Clemson, or what's the deal?
Yes, sir. Just a big Clemson fan.
Okay, all right.
um,
Well, if
uh,
if you're not against the Carolina blue color, always consider that in the
Mhm.
future. We need as much help as we can get up in
Yes,
Chapel
sir.
Hill.
I would say consider the red and white of NC State, but Clemson and NC State are
Yes, sir.
very similar schools, actually.
Yes,
You
sir.
know
Maybe not
the old
football wise.
textile bowl, the old textile bowl. You remember that, Dale?
Oh yeah, textile bowls. The three big
Yeah.
textile schools are NC State, Clemson, and Auburn. If you didn't know, Auburn's also a big engineering textile school. They're an ag school as well. So, um, Jacob, I wanted to talk with you. I've seen you play the last 2 weeks.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
Impressive, uh,
Thank.
is what I have to say. And I get first, I'll just say a few things about you guys. If you haven't seen, one of the things that was left in my head about Jacob is Friday night is how his head is always up and he's always looking for where can he go. And I got one clip. I wish I could play it right here, but it's so funny um, where he actually took a jump and then went back to. He didn't get
Mhm.
far, but he made a jump step to the right and then jumped back to the left, and try extra yardage and something. You got to be a good athlete to be able to achieve moves like that. But your ability to vision is pretty good.
Thank.
It's exceptional, actually. It's exceptional. Uh,
Thank
you're
you.
a hard runner. You don't give up. But tell me about that line you're running behind. My gosh.
Man, those guys, man, they come out every day, practice, they work. I feel like I have the best line in the state, just based how I feel personally. Uh, they're gonna get me to the second level. I can always depend on them to get me to the second. Once I get to the second level, that's on me. But they're always creating gaps, holes for me. Our offensive line does a great job every week of putting them in the best position for us to make big time running plays. And it's just all the credit goes to those guys because I wouldn't be able to do what I do without those guys. So all the glory, I may get all the glory, but they definitely deserve it because they get it done. They get the job done.
Just out of
Yeah,
curiosity,
I would
Jacob, what kind
say
of offense do you run? Jacob, I was asking what kind of offense do you run at South Mac?
We mix it up. Mostly it's the spread offense. Just that's mostly we got the power I and we run a little split back, so we can do pretty much anything.
Okay. Do you just out of curiosity, are you able to go out as a receiver at all in your offense, or do you
Oh
do
yes
mostly
sir.
just run? You do okay. That's good. One thing, Dale, I always love it when a quarterback throws it either to the tight end or to the receiver,
Mhm.
especially this day and age, because you can go so far. Because a lot of times the defenses are just takes forever to gauge what's going on. I don't. It just seems like there's been a huge uptick, especially in screen passes in the last 2 years.
these guys have a
Dale, you're breaking up, man.
I,
Is,
I don't, am I back? Am I okay
you're
now?
frozen. It looks like you're.
They have
There you go. You're moving around now.
okay. So they have a great tight end. South Mecklenburg does. He's a big kid. He catches the ball well. Um, he runs They do throw the ball to Jacob out of the backfield some. I'll say they throw it a lot, but they did throw it a few times Friday night.
Yes, sir.
What was your final official stats after your breakdown? How many yards did you have?
I think I finished with about 190. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 190 sounds. 190 is what I was thinking you had when on Friday night I was hearing 190 from people.
Yes.
And that line, I don't know if you were able to hear it. I'm sorry. This internet. I'm in a hotel, so I'm not. I don't have the best of internet, but your line is one of the best lines I have seen, not just this year, but in many
Yes, sir.
years. We saw a lot of great big line too, don't you?
Yeah, those guys are huge. They go about, I think everything is above 6 foot, with the biggest being about 6'8" to 6'7" to 6'4" to about 6'3". So there's some big dudes. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
Jacob,
Jim.
just out of curiosity, how many players do you have on your varsity team?
We have about, I would say we have about maybe about 80.
Okay, I
Probably
gotcha.
80, about 89, about 80, 70 maybe.
Okay, I gotcha. Because Dale, I'm gonna say probably 4 or 5 years ago, you might have South Meck might have had 40 kids on
Yeah.
varsity. That's a huge uptick.
Mm, yeah. Because we're just,
Well,
trying to change the culture over
I'd
there.
say
So,
Okay, this is
numbers.
interesting.
I think that 80 number is probably a JV. Hopefully, you guys
mm,
can hear me. I hate this internet situation, but that's
It's
probably
it's, it's breaking up a little bit down, but
again, Jacob, just a one-on-one or something, or when I get home to have a
okay.
better connection. So you've got a better. I want you to have a better feed to be able to share.
Yes, sir.
But I really wanted. I just wanted to talk with you. You impressed me.
Thank
You guys have got a lot of great players. I wanted to ask you,
you.
what did the win Friday night do for the program? What's the program look like this week versus last week?
So we teach at South that we're just gonna go 0-0 every week. But obviously
Mm-hmm.
that was a big game for us. That's a big win for us. And the everybody's just up, excited. School's excited. Because that's a big game. It's a big win for us. And we're just hoping that we can carry that momentum, not just for next game, just for the rest of the year. Just keep winning those big games because we feel like we can win every single big game on our schedule.
Now you play. Is it Berry week?
Yes, sir, Barry.
Okay, so you guys got to keep that momentum up, even though the competition's not going to be quite
Yeah.
as.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we teach not to play to the competition, but to play to, our standard every week. So that's what we're hoping to do.
I've seen you guys obviously in film, but I've seen you in person 2 weeks. You guys as a team played better this. Are you guys playing better football? Are you improving? Actually, having improvement every week.
Yes, sir. I absolutely feel that way. We took a tough loss week 1, and I just feel like ever since then we never wanted to have that feeling in our mouth, and never wanted to have that taste in our mouth again. So we just came out every week, and we just work hard. We make sure that we're not ever feeling that way again. That we're getting those wins, and we're just keeping the momentum running every week. So I feel like that first week kind of shaped us, and we just keep improving each week, and I feel like we haven't even reached like our potential yet. So I just feel like we're just gonna keep gaining on what we're doing each week.
You got shook though by one of the top 10 teams in the state.
Yeah.
So that's not a bad loss.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jacob, just out of curiosity, what are you a senior or?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what are you, looking at next year? What are your plans for after you've finished your high school career?
I'm definitely looking to join a big time program or just anywhere where a school would like to have me on campus to play football. I really, whatever the case may be, whoever would love to have me, I would love to be there. So I'm just hoping next year I can just play football at a 4-year school and just, and continue my athletic and academic career.
I got you. Who's recruiting you so far?
So far I've talked to Virginia Tech, App State, Liberty, Old Dominion, Arizona, trying to think. See, Kentucky, UNC Charlotte, just some schools just to name for you. I can't really think of all off the top of my head, but
I got you.
some pretty good programs for sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, just out of curiosity, are any of these programs looking at you to be anything besides a running back? Have anybody thought about, switching to defense or another position at all?
So far nobody's really talked to me as playing on the deep side of the ball, but if a school did, I mean, as long as I get to go there and play and be a part of the program, do whatever I can do to help the program win, I wouldn't care about changing positions. Just whatever I can do to help the program that I'm at win is what I would do.
Now, more importantly, what do you want to study once you're in college?
I've been thinking a lot, probably like business,
Okay, you got to go to Carolina, man. You got to go to Carolina. UNC, we got a great business school.
Yeah, I've heard that.
UNCC's got a good business school.
Yeah,
they do too.
Got
That's
a really
right.
good one too. Yes, sir.
So,
and of course, Duke's got one as well.
Yeah, Duke has a very good one. Very, very, very nice one. But so I always tell people we always say student athlete, but a lot of times in people's mind is actually the athlete comes before the students.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate in our day and age. But quick question for you. Like I guess it was about a year ago, the Supreme Court said that these college students could form unions. Have you given any thought whatsoever about it, like what happened in Northwestern, where they can actually collectively work together to get a certain amount of compensation?
Now, I really haven't put much thought to it. I definitely heard a little bit about it, but I really haven't, thought about it as much. It may be something I should think about, but as of right now, I haven't really given much thought. So.
Now, here's one for you. How much do you think if you made the EA Sports, so you're actually if Jacob, if you were on the EA Sports and your face is on there through your helmet, how much money do you think you deserve? And the thing about it is, I'm laughing about this too because to me football is a team sport, and I was so impressed with your talking about your line. I would want that money to be split between all your
absolutely
for the hog. Yeah, I always think about the old Washington team. They used to have what's called the Hogs. You remember that, the offensive line?
Yeah.
And I always call those guys the Hogs, But
yeah, we call our guys the trench mob because they're not out in the trenches. Yeah, so I know exactly what you mean. Yeah,
I gotcha. So Dale, are you? Is your internet doing all right now?
Pancakes.
There you go.
Is it? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think it is. I can hear you.
Okay, good. What's your favorite subject in school right now?
Probably English. Definitely English or science for sure.
That's good.
Which of the physical sciences do you like? What's your favorite science?
My favorite, probably.
You more in
I
biology or
don't
more
really,
chemistry?
yeah, I don't really have a favorite because I like the different things they do in each type of science. So like I'm kind of into it's either like whatever type it is, I'll kind of find anything interesting about it. So like I don't really have a favorite. Just
Well, I'll
they're
tell you what.
all yeah.
So
I'll tell you what.
I want to share with
My
you
least
then.
favorite.
Do you know who Neil deGrasse Tyson is?
I feel like I've definitely heard that name before, but I can't
All
like
right, so I
pinpoint.
want you to get up. I want you. He hosts a show called Star Talk. I want you
Okay.
to. I want you to. He's a professor at New York, New York City. Neil deGrasse
Okay.
Tyson, and
Neil
listen to
deGrasse
him. This
Tyson.
man is a pretty good
Okay.
astrophysicist, and Star Talk has
Okay.
got a lot of good stuff on it. But I like to pass along things like Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's
Oh yeah.
talks pretty cool because he's got a comedian that hosts it with Chuck Nice, and
Hmm.
that guy's high funny. So you might
Hmm. Oh yeah, I definitely have to check that out, man. Sure.
I think Dell's breaking up again.
Yeah.
enjoy it and learn some things.
Mhm.
Who knows? It might direct you. Uh, you have to lead
Dell,
the questions if there's any
yeah,
more.
yeah. I was going to say, Dell, you're. I was wondering if you had your internet from Warsaw because it's breaking up pretty good. But we have. Just to let you know, Jacob, we have
Is that
one of our
Warsaw, North
colleagues is
Carolina?
Warsaw, North Carolina. One of our colleagues is lives down. Garrett Futz. He's at Warsaw, and
Mhm.
his internet will break up all the time. Hey, there's Keri again.
Oh yeah, I'm in between making chili. Sorry.
Oh
Yeah, but
gosh, yeah. When's dinner? We'll be over there in a little bit.
oh,
Um,
chili,
now, Keri,
chili.
if
Oh
all
my
your
gosh, I love hot.
Keri, I know you like taking pictures of the players when they're in action. Um, Jacob, let's say that he's a if you had a, if you, he's a running back. Is there any certain way you want uh, the best picture you can find? Would you want it like head on or on the side, or if Jacob's running towards the camera, what would you want him to do for you?
Well, I like the action pictures, but I'd like them head on. I
Mhm.
like to be able to see their face.
Mhm.
Like I want to be able to see their eyes whenever I take the picture. That's my favorite.
So
Okay.
buck sweep.
Yeah.
Jacob, you like the buck sweep?
Yeah, I love the buck sweep.
Yeah, man. So the buck sweep's what you want because you can first get that big tackle
Yeah.
maybe that's coming at you, then there comes that running back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's two great
And then
shots for you.
that and to just stand after a game and take pictures when they don't know you're taking a picture and you get great shots of things that they don't know that are super emotional things that they don't expect you to get. Yeah.
Mhm.
Those are the best that they love and they don't expect you like the interaction between coaches and other players or family members that come from the sidelines after a game, those things that you can't script that aren't a part of the game, those are the best.
See, Jacob, this is very valuable information that Keri is
Oh,
passing on to you because it's always good to make sure the camera loves you.
mhm.
You're a good looking fella, and so help
Thank
me.
you. I appreciate it.
Anything that can add on top of that, you got to go for it there.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm gonna, guys. I'm hoping you can see this. I hope I can share this video because I found the play I was talking about here. and I'm not sure how to do that here, but let me see. I'm going to add the video clip in. And Jacob, I'd like you to tell me what was going on in your mind when you made this move.
Okay.
So you can keep talking, Jim.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jacob, you're probably all of 17 years old at this point.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you know the difference between 17 and 50 are these glasses here. I can't see anything up close anymore without readers, and so just remember that. And I guess by the year of 2054, when you're the same age I am right now,
Yes, sir.
you'll say, you know what? I remember this old guy named Jim West was telling me about getting some readers over at the pharmacy. And you see what's on top of Dell's head. I don't know if there's readers or not, but
They're readers.
any
They're
I have
1.5.
contacts.
contacts. There you go. Those things are the biggest thing. I bet Keri or Jacob, you probably don't even have contacts, do you, for anything?
No, sir.
Yeah, I
I
had
have
great
contacts.
eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have great eyesight. I
didn't.
could see everything from a distance up close.
Hmm.
And then all of a sudden, I'm like, "Gosh, they must have really shrunk the instructions on this medicine stuff."
Yes,
Now,
sir.
and I always, when Dale was talking about your good vision on the football field, I
Mm.
was like, "Yeah, wait until he turns 50 to see how good that vision is."
No,
So,
sometimes I don't even know where the ball is during a play. I'm like,
Uh,
with my camera, I'm like, oh well.
now, Jacob, of
I
all
think
all the
it's up there
fields,
right now. I was
okay,
going to say Jacob probably knows where all the offenders are. From what I can tell of his vision, he seems to know where everybody's at and where he needs to go. That video's uploading, by the way. If,
okay.
if I might have to tweet it to you, Jacob, just so I can get your comments. This hotel internet doesn't
okay.
work out for me? Um,
Okay.
Now, Jacob, just out of
Sweep your.
curiosity, go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Dale. Go ahead. Well, I was going to say, Jacob, just out of curiosity,
I'm
did
just
you ever
going
play defense at all?
to say so. Buck Sweep's your favorite.
Well, there's two questions at once.
Yeah, either one, go for it, man.
Okay. I've never played defense before, but I feel like if I did, I would probably play like a corner or a safety position, something like that.
Right. Okay.
And then
Favorite
what you
offensive
asked
play.
me was Buck Sweep my favorite play? My favorite
Yeah.
offensive
Or
play?
what is your
Really?
favorite play?
My favorite play, it's definitely more getting downhill because with the offensive line I have, like I said before, they're going to get me to the second level. So probably maybe like a 45 counter, 44 counter, something like that. So a quick hitter that's like, not a quick hitter, but something that's going to get me downhill real quick and then to the second level quick.
So, how
That
do
is
you
awesome.
prefer the block? Do you like zone block?
Definitely. I probably like zone block the
You lost
best.
me again. Okay, because that gives you that option to be able to read
Yeah.
a little
Yeah,
bit
for
about
sure.
which way to go, right?
Mm-hmm. Just kind of lets me see a little bit more, weigh my options if I want to bounce it, cut it back, hit it. Just yeah, so probably zone.
Um, it's still uploading. Tell me about your punter. So I left that game Friday night impressed on a number of things, and one of them was I think he
Yeah,
is in
I
flip
punted.
in the field.
Oh, he's one of the most important parts of our team because I feel like he doesn't get the love he deserves, but he pins them really deep, and we have a really good defense but he is the like key. He pins them deep, and he's very, very consistent. He's not there and there like usually when he punts, it's a great punt, and he usually pins the defense back really deep, and so he's one of the biggest parts of our team for sure.
yeah, he's hitting a 40 plus
Yeah,
yards on his kicks. His kicks are up. I think he does
yeah,
a
he
great
definitely does.
job flipping the
He
field for you.
he definitely does not get enough love for what he does, but he's a big contributor to everyone.
So tell him I love him.
I'll let him know.
Tell him I love what I was seeing. I thought. Well, I don't know if this is going to upload or not, guys. Taking forever. And Jacob, I know this is a school night. I
Sorry, man.
hate to keep you too long,
That's all
so I'm
good.
probably going. I'm going to let you. Have you got your homework done?
Not yet. Got home from practice and it's like I was so excited to get on this, man, with you guys. Just enjoy this moment.
I was gonna say, once you join us, once you're done with all your high school and college football career, you should join us and help us expand our knowledge of this game.
Yeah,
Help other
absolutely.
people.
Yeah, I would love to do that. That'd be a great opportunity for sure.
No, just out of curiosity, with the younger
Have
kids,
you
like the
got any
freshmen.
friends?
Yeah, I think he has some friends,
Keep
Dale.
going. Yeah, I was going to ask if you had any that maybe aren't playing but would like to be involved,
Mhm.
and because I'm looking for to give kids an opportunity doing, interview players, to
Oh yeah.
write, to
Oh yeah.
technical geeks. They can build websites. I'm
Uh,
looking to give
yeah.
kids opportunities.
Oh, I definitely think I have friends that would be excited to do that because a lot of they just love sports or that's just their thing. So I think I absolutely. I mean, if you want me to tell some of my friends about, it, I think I absolutely have some
Oh,
friends that.
please,
Okay, yeah, I
please
Yeah,
definitely have some.
do.
They'd be excited to do that. Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah. Key number
That
one
is awesome.
is I want to help kids, man. That's help you
Yes, sir.
young.
Yeah, I think Dale's breaking up again. Jacob,
Mhm.
just out of curiosity, if when you have a freshman or sophomore teammate that's kind of down and a
Move
little bit,
forward. The things you like.
this internet's connection is pretty bad
Uh
today.
huh.
But if you have like one of your underclassmen, freshmen or sophomores, having a bad day or bad practice, and they're getting down on themselves, what do you and your senior classmates? What do you do to help pick them up a little bit?
Well, we let them know that we're all family. So you're gonna have your days where you're not feeling it and you're just coming out and nothing's going right for you. But we all make sure we're there to pick them up because we're all one big family and we're gonna love on you. We're gonna be hard on you if you're not getting your job done, but we're gonna love you up when you do what you're supposed to do. So we're all just a big family. We make sure we let the younger guys know like stuff's gonna happen, but you just got to get out there. You got to keep doing your thing, keep trying. We're going to be there to support you the whole time. So,
Would you ever want to be a coach?
yeah, my father is actually a coach. So, he's had a big influence on me when it comes to coaching. I feel like that's something I could definitely get into after my playing days is over and just, being able to give back what my coaches have gave me over the years. So I definitely feel like that's something I would be interested in doing.
Okay, sounds good. Now, what your dad? Where has he coached in the past?
Um, He's coached a preparatory school, and right now he's at the University of Virginia at Lynchburg.
Oh, okay. I know
Yes, sir.
exactly where that is. That's not that far from where I live. Actually, about an hour and a half.
Hmm.
So I'll just let you know I live right just north of Chapel Hill. So
Okay, yeah.
I grew up near Charlotte. Though. I grew up in Albemarle.
Hmm.
At a place called Stanley County. You got 60,000 people and about 23 surnames. No joke, everybody had the same last name in that county. It's we
More
used to
like
call it the
several.
12. What's that, Dale?
I said more like 600 people. I'm just.
Yeah, exactly. But it's that county probably has about the same amount of people as it did 50 years ago. But it is. I grew up there. Obviously, I love the place, but everything's a little bit different everywhere you go. But so yeah, your dad's up, coaching, got some experience with the college side of it and everything.
Mhm.
Um, I think coaching, gosh, it's a thankless position in a lot of ways. It's not as glorious as a lot of people can say, but I think just building up that building character in our kids is so important.
Mhm. Absolutely.
So, Dill, how's your connection now? He looks like he's frozen. How about you?
Yeah.
It's either that or he's fallen asleep. There's a form of narcolepsy when it comes to internet. That's where all of a sudden a person gets frozen or like
Yeah.
so. And just let you know, whenever you get my age and you have to be on these conferences, I'm a CPA, and you have to be on these conferences, and you want to get off of it, you
Mhm.
start saying, and all of a sudden you see someone says, Jim, I can see that cat moving across the back of your window
Yes, sir.
here. So anyway,
Mm.
well, Dale's no, he's moving around now because I can see him moving. Got
Yeah,
glasses on
he's
now.
moving on my screen
Oh,
too.
am I? Okay.
Looks like the video is kind of going in and out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
All right.
Jim, this is your show.
Well, Jacob. Okay. Well, Jacob, I just wanted to thank you so much for joining us here.
Oh,
This was a treasure, and I hope you can come back to our show. You got an open
absolutely.
invitation here.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me, man. This was a great time. I appreciate y'all, man, so much.
Well, I hope the South Mech is the Sabres, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, just if you had to pick one school that you like going to play and really dominating because you don't really because of a good strong rivalry, whatever.
Hmm.
Of any of the schools that you have on your schedule, what team would that be?
If I had to go dominate a school,
Yeah, just dominate a school. It's more about
probably
respect, from the other school, but it's also just feels so much better to win against that one school than any other.
definitely Myers Park for sure.
I
Yeah, I
figured.
could see that. I
Yeah.
could see that. That is
So
awesome.
I don't know if you can hear me, but this was a good move for you.
Thank you.
I think I love Joe. I love Joe. Coach
Yeah,
Evans is I've known him for a long time. He's a
mhm.
West Mecklenburg guy. I'm a West
Yeah,
Mecklenburg guy.
Oh, Coach Evans, your head coach.
yes, sir.
Oh my gosh, I think the world of him. He is a. I did not realize he was over there.
Yes.
He has done a great job anywhere he's gone
Mhm.
to. He's made every place he's ever been a better place. I think he's one of the most underrated coaches
Yeah,
in the
definitely.
last 15 years in North Carolina. He's definitely in the top 10 when it comes to being underrated.
Yeah,
Just a
great.
great,
He's just a
great
great
coach.
coach. Great
Yeah.
coach, great person. Just overall, just everybody loves him at South. He's a great guy to be around. Everybody like he makes players like want to play for him, make you want to run through a brick wall. So everybody loves him. He's a big influence on me, and I love being around him. I love coming to school and coming to practice, and him being my head coach. It's a great feeling.
He is a great mentor for
Yeah,
other assistant
absolutely,
coaches and coordinators, and that
absolutely.
and that breeds out to the players too. When the assistants and the coordinators can get to the players, I think leadership is a good way to describe your coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Great leader.
I don't think I have to tell you this. He loves you guys. He
Yeah,
loves his players, and he'll go to the end of the earth for you for
yeah,
each one of them.
sure, for sure.
That kind of coach is not hard to play, is it?
Not at
It's
all. Not at all.
so you play Myers Park this
Yes, sir.
Do you part, don't you?
Yes,
Same
sir.
conference this year, I
October,
believe, aren't you?
same conference this year.
Yeah, that's right.
October
Myers
22nd.
is in the conference. I forgot.
Yep.
So
October 22nd at Myers Park. So should be a fun one.
October 22nd.
Yeah. October 22nd at Myers Park.
I'll be there. I'll
Yeah, for sure.
be there.
For sure.
I think the games are going to be that. That's going to be interesting. That'll be an interesting game. So your
Yes, sir.
conference is going to be interesting this year.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I think
awesome.
I feel like we've kept you too long, Jacob.
Nah, you guys are good, man. I'm enjoying this time, man.
I would like to have. Are you? I'll
Yeah,
let you
it's
stay on as
fun,
long
man.
as
I
you
just
want.
love sitting around. I love just sitting around talking about football and everything, man. So I'm right here. I'm right in my comfort zone right here.
No, Jacob, just out of curiosity, let's say that you're ready to start. I just saw some lightning flash in my back,
Uh-huh.
in my window. Let's say that you're getting all jacked up. The game started. So
Mhm.
you make this great run and, do go about 25 yards. And all of a sudden, the refs just called the game because of lightning.
Oh,
And then you have another light. How do you deal with lightning delays? I mean,
how
I'm
do we?
50 years old and I can't deal with them.
So that's actually a really good question because our first game of the year when we played Catholic, we actually got a lightning. It was a lightning delay, I was pretty sure, and we were halftime. We stayed at halftime for about 2 hours, just waiting, hoping we got to go back on the field. And so, it's hard to deal with because you're just so anxious and you want to play and you want to get out there and run around. But, the biggest thing we had to do was make sure we stayed ready. So when they told us it was time to come back out, we weren't trying to get back ready, get back stretched out, get back focused mentally and physically. Like we just stayed ready the whole time. You just got to stay ready so you don't have to really get ready. So I feel like that was the biggest thing. Is just making sure that you're stretching, staying warm, and just staying mentally prepared.
Getting hydrated. See that very first game of the season. I was over at Cardinal Gibbons watching Julius Chambers play him,
Oh yes, sir. Yeah.
and I thought that it was about minute 7 seconds left in the first half, second
Mm,
quarter, and the game gets called, and
mm,
it lasted for 3 hours. We didn't start playing
yeah.
again until 11:30, and this is in Raleigh,
Mm,
and Julius Chambers is not in Raleigh. That's over in the kind of northern part of Charlotte.
yeah.
And that was a long drive. I don't think those guys got back home until about 4 o'clock that morning.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know about you, man, but even when I was a kid, I needed my beauty sleep. I mean, I
Yeah.
needed that. But so staying that. But when you're that 2 hour delay, did you and your guys have some fun in the locker room? Like
Definitely. I mean, definitely had some fun, but at the same time, kind of was focused on the main goal, which was coming back out and getting a big win. So we definitely kind of, just joked around, kept each other up, make sure nobody got really too lackadaisical because we knew like the goal was to go back out and win a football game. But we kind of messed around, joked around, stressed each other out, just made sure we kept each other loose and stuff like that. Nobody got too lazy, didn't want to because we knew what the big goal was. We knew as soon as that lightning strike was over that we were going to go back out and we were going to play football. So
gotcha. Yeah, that's the one thing that the older I get, I always hate the lightning delays. And
yeah.
something else during the beginning of the season, I guess it was about 3 4 years ago. I was over in Durham watching Jordan take on North Mecklenburg,
Mm-hmm.
and that game there was like 37 penalties between the two teams, and I can't tell you how many times I saw kids cramp up during the game. Uh, the if you had to take a picture of you like um, or watch film of your team the beginning of the season and then watch your team play on October 29th, which is your last regular season game. How much improvement do you think you made your team made during the year? I know you've already seen some between week 1 and week 5, but
Uh,
do you still think your team will grow for the next 6 weeks?
Absolutely. I feel like we're not, like I said before, I feel like we haven't even really reached our potential yet. I feel like we still have so much more we can accomplish. And I feel like that's just going to come with, playing each week by week and, just playing a different opponent every week. I feel like, we're going to just keep growing as a team and keep maturing. So I definitely feel like, yeah, we're going to be, by the time we get to the end of our last regular season game going into playoffs, I feel like we'll be in a great position to make a big time run for a state championship.
Now, just another question for you. This is everybody likes to complain about the refs. I mean, just about everybody that I know. If a team loses by less than a touchdown, it's the refs' fault in
Yeah.
somebody's eye. Um, there are some refs. I think every refereeing squad, every refereeing team, they call games differently from one game
Mhm.
to another, and a lot of times it's up to the teams to realize if they're going to call a certain hold a hold or not, or if they're going to look the other way. Um, have you had any? Has your team had any, or have you seen the opponents have any issues with like their emotions going out, where they say something they really shouldn't, and the rest might say something though? The reason I asked that at Cardinal Gibbons, there was only one ref that would call any type of unsportsmanlike penalties for
Mhm.
profanity, and uh, how do you, if as a senior, how do you talk to your other guys that may not have the same level of maturity as you do to keep their emotions in check?
I just try to tell them, control what you can control because the refs are gonna, they might see something that you feel like you didn't do or whatever the case may be. So I tell the younger guys, don't put it in their hands. Do what you're supposed to do. Don't try anything lay or don't hold if you don't have to hold. Like control what you have to control, and the game will go easier for you than you trying to just get out here and do what you want to do. You know the rules, you know what you have to do, so just go do what you have to do. So that's why I kind of tell the younger guys to just control what you can control. Don't put any calls or anything like that in the refs' hands. Like just do what you have to do, and the game should be easy for you.
You
I,
guys
I
had
think
that happen Friday night, didn't you?
Yeah.
This past Friday night, because of a word that was used, you got a big penalty. Luckily, it didn't cost you the game, but it's hard sometimes for the one with that is some officials will let words go.
They will.
and he is frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. During the games I've seen so far,
Officials
there's
will not.
right, Dale. Some referees will not let if you say a certain word, they're going to
Yeah.
toss. And I'll never forget the there was two flags that were thrown out at Julius Chambers. Both of them were uncalled for to me.
Yeah.
The refs made a mistake. Assistant coach says something that wasn't directed to anybody, wasn't directed to the refs. Didn't say it all that loud, and he gets tossed.
Mhm.
And then the starting quarterback said something that was very mild, and he gets tossed. And it wasn't directed to anybody. It was just kind of more of a trying to cheer on his team, and gets tossed. Um, but the good thing about like South Mech, it has to do with your head coach on the side of the line,
Mhm.
uh, Coach Evans. I know good and well if there's a bad call or something like that, you don't have to worry about saying anything to the refs because
Yeah.
Joe Evans is going to say something
Yeah,
for you.
he definitely got our backs when it comes to he tells us like you guys like I got y'all like y'all feel like something happened on that play nothing get called like he's the first one to go after the ref. He tells us don't say anything, let me handle it, I got y'all back. So we kind of that's what we kind of do. Our players we kind of just be like, hey, don't even say anything. Like Coach
Yeah,
Evans has that for you. So that's how we
exactly.
kind of try to stay away from all those little knick-knack calls because they kind of want you to say something. I just tell my guys don't even get into it with them because they have the power to throw you out of this game and it's not worth losing
Right.
you over something you say. So we kind of just let our head coach deal with anything like that. So that's kind of the thing we teach ourselves.
Every year, Heaven and Hell have a football game, and Heaven has all these great, great players from the past. Johnny
Mhm.
Unitas is the quarterback, and
Uh,
Payton is running back, and all this great line, great defense.
uh,
And every year, Hell has these junior college retreads that were warming up the bench, and
uh,
every year, Hell wins the football game. So the Angels went over to the little demons, the little imps, and say, "Guys, I don't understand how you win. We got all this great talent, you have nothing. What is your
yeah.
secret?" And the little uh, imps were. I'll reply back to the Angels says, "Well, we brought the referees." And
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
so anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it on that.
Okay.
So. One last question. I'm gonna have to leave in just a little bit, but
Okay.
do you play special teams at all?
Not. I have played in the past, but this year, for the most part, I'm not even on any special teams. But I could play a kick returner, punt returner. If they need me back there, I'm definitely gonna go back there and do it. So, but this year so far, I've not played any special teams.
I gotcha. Special teams is one of my favorite things in football.
Mhm.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it's kicking or punting or whatever. It's just good blocking, and also know when not to do a blindside
Yeah,
block or block
they
behind the
definitely, yeah, they definitely found a way to like cut those kill shots.
right.
Yeah.
So a lot of good stuff here. Well, Dale, I think I'm gonna have to call it a night. I don't know if you have anything else you need to ask Jacob, or if your internet's good enough to ask him anything.
Frozen.
Okay, I don't know. Dale can't hear it. Well, Jacob, thank you so much
Thank
for coming on here, man. You got an open invitation anytime you want to talk to us.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
All right, guys, you take care of yourself.
All right, you too.
See you now.
Uh,
Bye. Dale, I think it's just I think I'm gonna call it a night. I don't know if you can hear. Oh, Keri's back on. Keri, we're better to call it a night. Dale's having some problems with his internet, and thank you so much. You got an open invitation. We're going to get you that pass to the NCHSA to
Okay, great.
any event. You're a welcome addition to our family, Carolina Varsity family. So
Thanks.
if you ever have need anything, just let me or Dale know.
I was listening the whole time. I was just having to make chili.
Oh gosh, I love making chili. That's one of my favorite things. So anyway, guys, you have a good evening, and for everybody with Carolina Varsity,
You
thank
too.
you so much for listening to us. Take care.